sum up your present observations around education in a post-COVID world and what you believe is needed in education globally in order to prepare our young for an uncertain future, because the only certainty going forward is uncertainty, really. And we're looking at people using words like adaptability and agility, etc., and that ability to be at peace and calm in the face of uncertainty, which is a big ask. In post-pandemic times, we find here that our young and right into their 20s have become very anxious. So what have you to say for the future?
Yeah, so I'll start with that. I know Marty's got a lot of thoughts on that, but not to be redundant, but what we have found is that, and one of the reasons why we are trying to put more needles in more haystacks, is that post-pandemic, people need STEAM even more than ever. So when you talk about anxiety, where does it come from? Well, oftentimes it comes from social support deficits. I don't know how to ask or receive social support. I can be anxious because I'm not great with my time. I'm not allocating my time in ways that help me achieve what I want to achieve. Some people are anxious because they don't enjoy life, the E in STEAM. Some people are anxious because they don't have enough access to information that can help them get where they want to go, including anxiety reducing mechanisms, ways in which to reduce their anxiety. And then some people are anxious because they don't know how to motivate themselves, the M in STEAM. So really one of the reasons why we are interested in partnering with folks like you to get more of the word out is because we recognize that in a post-pandemic uncertain world, what they needed before, STEAM, is what they need even more now.
There's a whole space there for you getting to teacher training colleges as well, because if you catch the teachers in training, they'll take it with them as part of their toolkit into schools. So you're sowing the seeds in a very smart way. What do you think, Marty?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I wanted to also talk about STEAM in a slightly different way to answer your question. So one of the things I have frequently done is said to people in various teams that I work with, I'll hold up a $20 bill, so let's say a 20-pound note or whatever, and say, if you have failed in a goal and that failure cannot reasonably be attributed to a lack of one of the 5 STEAM elements, or perhaps more than one, then I will give you this $20 bill. And it turns out I have not had to give away a single $20 bill.
You never lost one.
Never lost one so far. And so when you're talking about how do people handle life in a post-pandemic world where they've been buffeted by all kinds of political, financial, and biological forces completely out of their control, I would argue pay attention to what it is you're trying to do. And as the barriers present themselves, first of all, one of the things in the Water Game scorecard is we call on people to anticipate barriers to goal achievement. In fact, I say, if you are pursuing a barrier that has a goal that has absolutely no barriers to its achievement, I'm not sure it needs to even be a SMART goal. It's that easy. So anticipate barriers. Don't be surprised and befuddled and derailed by barriers. Welcome them because they're coming, and then use the STEAM elements to figure out what are the specific things that have to be overcome. What is the specific nature of the barrier? Build a SMART goal to overcome that barrier, and then you can go on to achieve your original goal. To me, that is a super useful set of tools in an unpredictable, uncertain, and fraught world.
Right.
And that, Teresa, aligns quite a bit with the research related to cognitive therapy. And we're not doing therapy in the classroom, but one of the areas that I think we can help people understand before they have to break down and go into therapy in our classrooms is the way you frame a problem can create anxiety, or it can create stability and interest. So we really like to emphasize learning and life in general as an adventure. So if something pops up, just like different things pop up in different movies, the movies wouldn't be interesting if something didn't pop up for the characters. If everything went great, we'd get bored. So hopefully people can reframe that as much as possible and say, here's a barrier. I'm off on another adventure and I've got my STEAM tools available so that if anything comes at me, I'm ready.